I'm Jason from the company Blockout Blinds, and today I'm going to be explaining to you how to get your blind down if maybe the fabric has shrunk a little bit. Now first things first, these are made of PVC, and PVC can and will and is expected to shrink and expand as the weather changes, hot days, cold days, etc. Now, if you're putting your blinds up and down every day, you don't normally have a problem. But sometimes you might have your blinds up for a period of time and you go to pull them down, and because the fabric might have shrunk slightly, you can't quite get the zips down. Now once again, this is a normal thing that happens with cafe blinds, but I'm here today to show you how to rectify that so you don't have any issues. Now I've got this blind here. Now this doesn't have the issue because this blind has been looked after and maintained as per our specifications, so they're working beautifully even though they've been here for 2 or 3 years. So while I haven't got shrunken fabric, I'm still going to explain to you the process you need to go through. Now the first thing is you're going to roll your blind down as normal. So let me just release the rope here and let the blind go down to the ground. There you go. So the blind's down. Now, if this blind had the material shrink a little bit, what might happen is if I pull the zip down a little bit on this side, and I'll try to pull the zip on this side, it might not pull down because the fabric is too short and you're trying to pull the two sides together. Now, how do we solve this problem? Well, it's quite simple. What we do is we just pull the zips down a little bit on each side first until it starts to get a little bit hard to pull. You know what? If it starts to feel like you're forcing it, you want to stop. Now what we want to do is leave the blind in that position for a couple of hours, ideally on a hot day because the sun will heat up the PVC and help it expand again. Now of course what you don't want to do is pull the blinds down with the zips down a little bit, leave the house and forget they're there, and then it becomes windy, or the next day it's windy and ends up blowing your blinds all over the place. That's not the result we want. So we pull them down a little bit, come back in a couple of hours. Hopefully the fabric has expanded a little bit due to the sun outside and maybe just the air heating up inside your enclosure. And we'll come back, and what you'll find is the zip should be a little bit easier to pull, and you might be able to get it another distance down, and that will depend on how much your fabric has expanded. So we just go through the same process again, pulling the zip down until it sort of feels like it's getting a little bit snug, leave it a couple of hours, and then just repeat that process until eventually you'll get the zip all the way down to the bottom, and your blinds are fine, as good as new, how they're meant to be. So very important to remember, pull the zips down a little bit by bit. As the fabric expands, it'll become easier and easier and easier, and then you're good to go.